Don't look at me like that. I can't help you. Jungkook raised his hand in the air in surrender. If you want an answer, you have to give him. Oh, so you have taken his side? Dan asked in disbelief. Yeah, Ayn and her daddy was my supporter. They added proudly. He told us in his team first, sorry buddy, you have missed a golden opportunity. You don't have to say yes for the marriage right now. All I say in the meet, the girl, or her family, and then decide with your open heart. We won't force you. The final decision will be entirely yours. But when you reject someone, you should have a solid reason for it. Please, say yes. Please. They pouted. Fine, I'll meet her. Dan closed his eyes and said disheartedly, yeah, Ayn, Dan uncle agree. They said in a baby voice to Ayn. Jungkook and Dan smiled at his childlike act. But you will tell this mama. I can't tell her. I am happy to do that. They beamed with happiness. He took Ayn for Jungkook and went downstairs to tell the good news to his Jin mom. Jungkook went forward and gave a brotherly hug to Dan without saying anything. Dan hugged back. Jin was dragging his bag on the stair. Our hair is so heavy, Jin said to his bag. Namjoon was standing at the lounge. His eyes fell on Jin. He shook his head and went toward him. How many bags are you taking there? He asked in disbelief. He had already taken his 2 large bags. And now, this is the last one, Jin said while scratching his head. We are going there for just 5 days, but seems like you're going to stay there for 5 months, he said while taking a step downstairs. You're the only one who's not seated yet. I don't want to leave important thing behind. You never know what you might need. Jin followed him. You will go with Jungkook. Namjoon placed his bag in the car. He looked inside the car, and it was empty. When did Jaehoop and Minji go? He foamed. They looked around, and there was no one. Where are other? Namjoon questioned. They left the home a while ago. Driver replied. What? Jin screamed. How will I go now? He whimpered. Namjoon dialed Jungkook's number, and after a few rings, he picked up. Cook, how can you tell all to leave the house without me? Namjoon asked. Yes, and they left me too. I can't believe this. Jin huffed. June, we have go far. You can catch up with us easily, Jungkook said. We are Jaehoop, and I left them in my car. Now they are nowhere. Namjoon asked. They are with me. Don't worry. Jaehoop wanted to sit with Tae and Ayn. Jungkook replied. Bye. See you later. Namjoon fed a deep breath, opened the car door and said, You can sit here. Jin groaned and took the seat. Time to get screwed. I this want June. He mumbled and rolled his eyes. He turned around, settled down on a driving seat, and started engine. I won't spare you, Jaehoop. How can you take my place and leave me alone with this rude Namjoon? He glared at Namjoon. His eyes were fixed on almost empty road. Because it was early in the morning. In how much time we reached there? Jin asked. 2 hours. 2 hours? How will this 2 hours pass? I can't sit silently for long, Jin thought. He closed his eyes in frustration. I can listen the songs. Yeah, Jin read. God, I blew that. It's in my handbag, which I left in Jungkook's car. Jin thought for a moment and connected her cell phone with the car and played the song with full press. Namjoon started and he shook his head, decreasing the volume. How dare he? Jin mumbled and increased the volume again. After that, For approximately the next 30 minutes, Jin played the high beat song. Jin was getting on his nerve. He applied the brake. He angrily turned off the system and threw drag at Jin. I cannot drive like that, he said, and I was just listening the music to pass my time. You call this crap music? He raised an eyebrow. Fine, you have a problem with me. Let me solve this for you. Jin said angrily, step out the car. He crossed his arm above his chest and looked away. He stepped out the car and went toward Jin. What is this behavior? Sit in the car. We are already late. You can go. I managed to come by myself, he replied. Are you in your senses? He groaned. Get back in the car right now. I can't speak there. I can't listen to this song. I can't get off the car. What should I do? Should I die? Speak back. I didn't want to come with you. You know this very well. He was speechless by his own burst out. I don't stop here for doing anything. Just keep the volume normal. We all in the hill area. Road are kinda dangerous and we all noisy. It's hard for me to concentrate on the road, he said in a calm and composed voice. Jin didn't say anything and looked away. His eyes fell on a man who was selling corn by the roadside. I'll buy you that. Will you sit back in the car? He asked, knowing that food was his weakness. Jin slowly shifted his eyes toward him, pausing his lips and said, If you will do that, I can think about it. He bought the corn and handed him. Sit in the car now, he said. Jin shook his head. Let me finish this first. I'll think about it. He took a deep breath to control his anger and gave Jin a smile. He slowly ate and threw one corn at a time in his mouth and then chewing it. He was standing with his back pressed the car. Will you get back in the car now? He asked when he finished the corn. Add please in your sentence, he shrugged. Will you please get back in the car now? He asked. You won't scroll me. Jin raised his eyebrow. Okay. If you are insisted that much, how can I deny? I'm very gorgeous boy. He flipped his hair. He opened the door for Jen. He settled down. He took his seat and buckled up his seatbelt. He locked the doors before he could start the car. Monkey came in front of him, no fear, and gathered at the side of the road. The babies are so cute, Jin said. Of course, at the end of the day, they are your long-lost family. He mumbled and started the car. He switched on that for him, and this time he kept the volume low. By the time reached the farmhouse, everyone was already present there. They were nearly at hour late. Taehyung was in his room, but Ayan was sleeping. Namjoon, has breakfast, son? Grandma said. No, I'll take some rest. I am having a headache, Namjoon said and excused himself. Taehyung stepped in the lawn with Ayan in his hand. Everyone was gathering there. Yes, Grandma. They took a seat beside Grandma. Ayan tightly hugged his Amma. Look at Grandma under her eye. She will be fine in a few minutes. They smiled. Oh, my baby, walk up, Mr. Kim said in a baby voice. Ayan quickly looked at him. Suddenly, Mr. Kim sneezed. Ayan put her thumb in her mouth and chuckled. Mr. Kim faked a sneeze and Ayan burst into a peal of love. Again. Come on, Mr. Kim said, stretching his hand forward. In Ayan's direction, Ayan looked at her Uma. Go, play with Grandpa. Taehyung placed a kiss on Ayan's head. It looked like she wanted to confirm for her mother. Ayan detached herself from her Uma and threw herself toward Mr. Kim. He quickly took her in her hand. My baby. Mr. Kim kissed Ayan's cheeks. Ayan smiled. Do you still feel scared? Appa said, we should leave the bad memories behind. You need to stop torturing my heart, Mr. John Taehyung. They smiled. Why? What I did, Mr. John? You know, how beautiful you are. He held my chin gently, lifting my face and looked into my eyes. What happened, Cook? I should go and take Ayn from Appa. It was late. I was about to leave when he held my hand. Can I? To be honest, after a few minutes, the silence would start failing. I don't know what happened to me. In this situation, whenever he touched me, I want to feel him more. Suddenly, hands were carrying my belly, and after some time, between us, he leaned into the slow pace and tender along my neck and shook her. My breath was hard. At his touch sent shivered down to my spine. He tightly in his arm pulling me even closer. I didn't even start it, and you're already shivering. I was shivering. Slowly, he wrapped his arms around me. He pressed his warm body against mine, seeking for transfer his heat to me. He placed soft kissing along my neck and shoulder. His breath and warm skin against mine. His hand was slowly made up to cup my face gently and tilted it toward him. Our eyes would meet, and I leaned into a place and gently felt a kiss on the corner of my lips. He whispered, although on the corner of my lips it was our first ever. His breath were over my lips. I felt too hard to handle him. I was able to feel that he murmured in a low voice. I parted my lips from him. He traced his fingers slowly upon my bottom lip and murmured, I can't do anything without your permission. I smiled slowly and leaned in, only placed my lips slowly over him. He immediately breathed. I feel like breathing against my mouth. His lips were soft and gentle against mine. As I took the command, he kissed me slowly, in the moment making me sure. I felt the warmth and love behind it. When he pulled away, he rested his forehead against mine. His breath were mingled with mine.